Hey mate.
Hello sir. What are we doing?
I'm just flying a quad.
Okay, where we're flying it over?
There.
Okay, well, it's been over the car park of the police station.
No, not yet, but it is going to in a minute.
And why? And it isn't. No,
It is.
No, it isn't.
Oh, it is.
Okay, why is it going over the?
Because I've got to get shots of this police station. I tried to get one the other day, and two policemen come and talk to me.
Right.
And they talked to me for ages, and they ruined my battery. All the time I was talking to them, the battery ran down. And then
what you've got to understand, so if you fly it over things like police stations, it's classed as hostile reconnaissance.
Oh, it's not hostile reconnaissance.
Okay, but what's it for?
It's for my YouTube channel.
Right, okay. But what's it going to do?
It's going to sit on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, but it's not, because the problem is we've got personal cars and things like that in there. We've got police officers.
Oh, don't worry about them.
I know, but if it's gone on a YouTube channel, it shows things that it necessarily doesn't need to.
It ain't going to see any regis from up there.
As the officer approaches, he immediately starts questioning the auditor about the drone, accusing him of carrying out hostile surveillance without any evidence. What makes the situation even worse is the way the officer handles it. Instead of calmly asking the auditor to land the drone safely before speaking to him, he begins questioning him while the drone is still in the air, distracting the pilot during an active flight. This is not only unprofessional but also unsafe. Flying a drone requires full attention to maintain safe distance, clear visibility, and proper control. By interrupting the pilot during the flight, the officer creates an unnecessary safety risk. If he truly believed there was a genuine concern, the correct approach would have been to calmly ask the auditor to land the drone first and then begin the conversation.
I know, but we can't say it isn't, so there are...
Let me just land it while I talk.
Yeah, go on. Get somebody. What's your name, dude?
I actually know my name.
And, I need to ask, don't I?
No, because you don't need to know my name.
Because I need to know who's flying drones over police stations, so I do.
I haven't flown it over the police station.
Okay.
I've literally just took off and it was there, and then you come to talk to me, so I haven't done anything yet.
Yeah, but our front office has called through to say there's somebody.
I'll tell him to stop whinging.
No, because that's the job, isn't it?
Yeah, but it isn't, because I'm not. I don't understand if I was doing something illegal, but I'm not. I'm just flying a quad.
Yeah, but it might be classed as.
Oh, it's not classed as anything, mate.
Flying a drone over police property is not a criminal offense, especially if the drone weighs less than 250 grams and falls within the open category under CAA drone regulations. As long as the pilot keeps the drone within visual line of sight, avoids restricted airspace, and follows the basic safety rules, there is no legal requirement to get permission from the property owner below, even if the property is a police station. Despite this, the officer demands the auditor's personal details without any reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed. His request is based only on a report from the front office, which is not enough to justify demanding identification. Under PACE 1984 and Section 50 of the Police Reform Act 2002, officers must have a clear legal reason before requiring someone to identify themselves. In this situation, that legal basis is completely absent.
What size is that?
What size?
Yeah.
Oh, it's about, I don't know,
Weight.
6 inches or something.
Weight.
Oh, the weight.
Yeah.
The weight, it's 249.
But you're going to show me, but you don't, and then you won't tell me who you are, and it's
I don't want to tell you who I am, because it's against it's breaching our rights, you see.
Well, it isn't, because you're breaching a lot of rights, really.
What rights have I breached?
As in people's rights to privacy and data protection and stuff like that in relation to people's potential vehicles and workplace. That's why we've got electronic gates on there, isn't it? So people don't access it. You know,
there's no breach.
And I'm not.
No rights being breached.
I'm not saying anything, but we still need to know who people are who fly.
Why?
Police. We do need that.
Why?
Because we do.
First, filming vehicles or buildings from a public place or public airspace is not a breach of privacy under UK law. People do not have a reasonable expectation of privacy in public, and GDPR does not apply to private individuals recording for personal or journalistic purposes. Therefore, claiming that flying a drone near a police station automatically violates privacy is simply incorrect. Second, although police officers are free to approach someone and ask questions, there is no legal requirement to provide personal details unless the officer has a valid legal reason, such as reasonable suspicion that a crime has been committed or involvement in antisocial behavior. Simply saying, "We need to know who's flying over the police station," is not a lawful reason to demand identification. The officer is trying to suggest that flying a drone over or near a police station is automatically suspicious or illegal, but that is not the case.
No, because if you suspect me of a crime, you're allowed to ask me then.
Well, there are potential offences, aren't there?
What offences?
Well, the information you're gathering, I don't know what that's for.
It's from a YouTube channel.
Okay, show me it. Show me your YouTube channel. Sorry, I'm looking at it.
We don't need to knock any more, do you?
No, but so there's that one.
Oh yeah, look at more. Do you want to see more?
Some more, that's all.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like police stations and things because there's obviously people's vehicles.
I do police stations too.
And obviously, yeah, but obviously, as you know, that
There's no fair.
Some people might not be as legitimate as you. So,
Yeah, I don't.
and the problem is, if we start to get, people picking up registration or images of people, because sometimes people don't want their images on things and things like that. So it's things like data protection we've got to look at.
Yeah.
We've got to be careful with, innit?
Instead of focusing on whether any law has actually been broken, which clearly hasn't happened here, the officer asks to see the auditor's YouTube channel, as though the legality of the situation depends on how the footage will be used. It doesn't. The auditor is under no legal obligation to explain his intentions or show his videos, especially when he is acting within the law. The officer then leans in to watch the auditor's videos and even lightly holds the phone while doing so. Although this may seem minor, it still crosses a line. It creates unnecessary pressure and goes beyond a normal conversation. This is a good example of how some officers blur the line between a legitimate inquiry and unnecessary interference, using vague concerns to justify overstepping their authority and putting pressure on someone who is acting lawfully.
All right.
I can't get any faces from up there. What it is to be is about 50 metres up.
So it's 249 grand one, isn't it? Because I think there's different legislations with drones, isn't there?
Yeah, it says there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to ask you to not film up, please, over the police station.
Okay, I accept you've asked me. Okay.
I understand you won't give me your details.
Yeah.
That could be different if I thought there was any offences in it. Or if there's any.
Oh yeah,
if there's anything in it that would be.
I believe you. I mean, if you was to say you suspect me of an offence, I'd tell you my name just like that.
Yeah. What you got to remember, I mean, we can go further into things, but we can look at terrorist offences technically with people.
I'm not a terrorist.
No, I'm not saying you are, sir. But you know what I mean. But that's the potential that we'll get with people with drones into.
Yeah, I've heard
these people can really try and get footage for the really wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And I don't think you are.
No, I'm not.
But I also don't want other people to use your images that you get for the wrong reasons as well.
If the officer is genuinely concerned that someone could misuse drone footage, then the same concern should apply to Google Maps, Google Earth, Street View, and many other online platforms. These services are available to everyone and already provide detailed, regularly updated aerial images of buildings and public areas. The role of the police is to respond to actual unlawful behavior, not to assume that someone might misuse legally obtained footage in the future. In this case, there is no suspicious activity, only a person lawfully filming a building from a public location. The officer's argument falls apart when you consider that far more detailed information is already freely available online. An auditor's video is not something a person with criminal intentions would need to access.
They're not illegal.
But they can be, can't they? No, but they can cause problems, can't they?
No.
Does that make sense?
No.
It can cause problems for people if people take your images for the wrong reason. If you're filming over the A63 and with the work they're doing, that's absolutely fine, isn't it? Because there's nothing in there that's of any interest to people.
Okay.
But what happens in a police station is of interest to some people.
Yeah.
Different to what your interest is in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I'm going to be such a distance. I'll be like, it's literally like sitting over there and filming over here with a camera phone.
Yeah.
And that's all, how tiny everything would be.
There's lots of reasons why it's not safe for people if people are filming a police station. That's all.
I respect what you're saying,
we have to take it seriously because we have to protect that because it puts us in danger at times and things like that. And I say it's not you.
I don't want to put anyone in danger. So
I know you don't.
What I'll do,
but there's some people that maybe would.
Yeah. So what I'll do then is I'll keep up eye out the way, so no one will see me, and I won't see it.
I'll actually leave now from the police station.
I can't leave now.
By ordering the auditor to leave a public footpath without any legal authority, the officer clearly exceeds the limits of his powers. Instead of calmly checking whether any law has actually been broken, he immediately tries to remove the auditor despite having no legal right to do so. A public footpath does not become restricted simply because an officer is uncomfortable with someone being there. This is not an example of good judgment. It is an attempt to assert control without lawful justification. When officers use their authority to move people on without a valid legal reason, they do more than misuse their powers. They damage public trust and undermine the principles of fair and lawful policing.
You got to, because that's why I've been saying.
I can't.
So yeah, we got to. Because,
I can't.
Because otherwise,
I ain't done my job.
I know, but you have done it.
I haven't.
For now, because
haven't.
it's still not allowed to be flown over the police station.
It is allowed.
It isn't.
It is. It's the CAA that let me do it.
Who?
The CAA.
CAA.
Civil Aviation Authority.
This response reveals a serious problem. The officer is trying to enforce drone laws without even knowing what the Civil Aviation Authority, CAA, is, the organization responsible for regulating all drone flights in the UK. If a police officer does not know which authority oversees drone regulations, how can they confidently tell someone what they can or cannot do? Instead of applying the law correctly, the officer appears to be making assumptions without understanding the rules. This is a clear example of poor enforcement caused by a lack of legal knowledge. When officers do not fully understand the laws they are enforcing, they risk interfering with the lawful rights of members of the public.
So I'll show you here. There's nothing there, look, nothing at all. Nothing. The only place in Hull is literally that.
Yeah.
They sometimes put temporary restrictions, but there isn't any.
Right.
Police sometimes do come up with the terrorist stuff and try and use that against us, but it's not true. It's just an abuse of power, that really.
No, it isn't, because
it is.
Nothing saying that you are,
nah.
But people who might be interested in that, they get a lot of information that they wouldn't get any other way. So they could use your footage to gain information.
Yeah.
That's my problem with it. And
but if a real terrorist really come along, they could sit over there, right over there, and they could fly from over there and just fly over, get the bits, and then go.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course they could. Yeah, I know they could.
Okay.
But it makes their life so much easier if they don't have to do it because other people are unwittingly doing it for them.
Nothing on my video will be able to be any help to any terrorist, I promise.
The only other compromise that I'm going to need is your details.
I ain't giving my details.
Because
I don't got to.
Because there's a recordable offence with this.
Is it what?
There is a recordable offence for this.
How? Why?
And so we will need you.
What offence would it be?
I'm just waiting for that information.
Okay, I bet they ain't got it.
Because I don't know the word in it.
Yeah, I bet they ain't got it.
The officer claims that a recordable offence may have been committed. However, when he is asked to explain what that offence is, he admits that he doesn't know and is still waiting for an answer over the radio. That is a major problem. An officer cannot suggest that someone has committed an offence, demand their personal details, and then admit they don't even know which law may have been broken. This is not an example of proper policing, it is simply guesswork. The officer appears to be searching for any reason to justify his demands, which only highlights his lack of preparation and understanding of the law. If an officer is going to question someone about something as regulated as drone use, they should first have a clear understanding of the relevant legislation.
I mean, there's a lot of people flying these, and the law's been explored.
Well, the legislation's changing, isn't it? Because it has to change with them because of some of the problems that they can cause.
It hasn't changed since the last time, though, a couple of years ago. It's legal, if they want to.
And that's why legislation changes, isn't it, to encapsulate things.
Until it changes, it's allowed.
I think it has.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't.
Bear with me, and we'll find out what it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. And if we're not right, then I'll happily say we're not.
Yeah.
I think we are.
Yeah. Some policemen do. Some actually admit they're wrong and apologise. I've seen it on a few videos. But sometimes they don't. Sometimes they dig their heels in and they think they're right when they're not, and then they go off in a huff.
The officer tries to take control by claiming that UK drone laws were recently changed because of the risks drones can pose. However, that claim is incorrect. The auditor quickly points this out, and he is right. The last major update to UK drone regulations came in December 2020, when the Civil Aviation Authority, CAA, introduced the current system, dividing drone operations into the open, specific, and certified categories. Since then, there have been no major changes to the law. Only the transitional arrangements for certain drones have been extended until January 2026. Nothing about the auditor's actions falls outside these existing regulations. By wrongly claiming that the law had recently changed, the officer demonstrates a concerning lack of knowledge about the very rules he is trying to enforce.
I haven't got a problem. The only thing I am telling you, and I'm being perfectly honest, is that part of it might be a request for your details, and that might be something we've got to get round, or we've got to get through and deal with. If that's the case, then we'll talk about that. But
so you're a sergeant then? Who are you taking the orders off from up there? Is it someone up top, an inspector or something?
No, we have. We have a force incident manager, so
Oh, is that I was telling you your info?
so they're just checking.
Is he like going on Google and finding out from there and then telling you?
He'll have some legislation in front of him, and then it's because there'll be loads of legislation to things like this, and loads of it to go through.
Yeah, we've got to work within the law. If they're not out of bounds at the moment, we're allowed to do it. It's not really, we don't obey laws that don't exist yet and think they might change and then we'll worry about it. We just get our jobs done, and then if it changes later, we've got the footage already.
Right, so we're getting there.
Ah, good.
Right, so can I just take the details of your drone? That's all.
What do you mean the details?
As in the sort of size and the make. That's
yeah,
all. And we've done the size anyway.
Yeah, it's 249 gram.
So it's 249 ultra light.
Yeah, it's a DJI.
What's this? Is that your operator's license?
No, yeah, it's my operating ID.
Right, so it's GB. OB, and that's what you pick up the license.
Yeah.
Okay. No, so the legislation, you've got to either do that, land it as you have, and go and show me the details of it, or you've got to give me your details.
Oh, there it is.
Mini 4 Pro. You're not giving me details.
No.
Okay.
But I've given you them. That links to them.
But because you've given me that, then I've got that and I'm happy. Okay.
Yeah. Under UK drone regulations overseen by the Civil Aviation Authority, CAA, operators must display an operator ID on a drone if it weighs more than 250 grams or is equipped with a camera. However, the fact that an operator ID is visible does not automatically give a police officer the right to demand it, record it, or use it to identify the pilot. Officers can only request or rely on that information when they have a clear legal basis, such as reasonable suspicion that an offense has been committed, a flight that poses a genuine safety risk, or a formal investigation under the Air Navigation Order 2016 or other relevant CAA regulations. In this case, the officer had no evidence of any wrongdoing and even admitted that he did not know which law had allegedly been broken. Despite that, he still claimed the auditor was legally required to land the drone and provide his operator ID. That was a clear overreach and an improper use of police powers. Attempting to use an operator ID to trace someone's identity without lawful justification could also interfere with that person's right to privacy under Article 8 of the Human Rights Act.
Okay.
Right.
That'll give you my name if you go look it up.
So we've sort of got there.
Yeah.
It's legislation changes all the time, and that's where where it sits at the moment.
Yeah.
Whether it'll change again, it'll change again at some point, because it'll have to some extent, and different things that happen change the legislation, don't they?
Yeah.
Always. It's the same with law.
Yeah.
We have state cases change the way the law works.
Yeah. It's always updating.
So it's the same as that. All right.
Yeah.
I appreciate not giving out details. Yeah, that's your choice.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you talking to me.
Okay, thanks.
Because you've given me what I need, and I know you're not a wrong un.
No, I'm not.
I also don't want. Just please, can I ask you that you do make sure there's nothing put across that's going to.
I won't put anything online that's going to put anyone at any risk at all. None at all.
Because that's the bottom line. I don't want anyone, whether it's you, whether it's me or colleagues or anyone else. I don't want people coming at risk because of things that people say.
Won't be any of that.
I don't want criminals, organised criminals to be, to be assisted by somebody unwittingly.
No.
Because that's not.
No, I'll give them nothing. I mean, if they want to look at the outside of a police building from a little bit higher, I mean, if that helps them, they won't. But yeah, that's all they're going to get.
What's your first name, please?
I'd rather not say
Just
it.
so I can speak to you. What's your first
name?
Steve. Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye.
As the conversation comes to an end, it becomes clear that the officer handled the situation poorly from the very beginning. He approached the auditor while the drone was still in the air instead of first asking him to land it safely. By doing so, he distracted the pilot and created an unnecessary safety risk. From that point on, the interaction only became more problematic. The officer showed clear bias by suggesting that the footage could be used for harmful purposes, even though he had no evidence to support that claim. He also demonstrated a lack of knowledge by failing to recognize the Civil Aviation Authority, CAA, the UK body responsible for regulating drone operations, while continuing to argue against the auditor's legal rights. The situation became even more concerning when the officer claimed a recordable offense had been committed, but then admitted he did not know what the offense was and was waiting for guidance over the radio. That admission showed he had no solid legal basis for his actions. Perhaps the clearest example of this misunderstanding came when the officer demanded the auditor's operator ID, wrongly claiming that the law required the auditor to provide it and that he had the authority to inspect it. Neither claim was supported by the law. Instead, it revealed a misunderstanding of drone regulations and an attempt to rely on authority rather than legal knowledge. Rather than applying the law correctly, the officer appeared to be trying to maintain control despite lacking a proper legal foundation for his actions.